Hi, it's Laura. Welcome back to the channel. And my last video, I talked about 3 different ways to publish picture books. And I'm so excited for you being interested in publishing your book. Let's get it out there. And now I am going to go through a little bit more in detail about the second option I was talking about, the self-publishing track. And I will not claim to be an expert on self-publishing. I've actually never self-published. I am on a traditional publishing route now, but I started self-publishing because I had rejections. I wasn't seeing a future for my manuscript in the traditional publishing route. So I was looking into self-publishing. And now that's changed. My story changed a little bit. You can hear more about that in some of my other videos. But the self-publishing route is not only a route for people who didn't get into traditional publishing. Because frankly, if my book never hits the shelves with a publisher, if I never get an offer, I will self-publish it. I'm getting this book out there. And in my last video, I talk a little bit more about the reasons why I decided to go self-publish or traditional publishing rather than self-publishing. But the biggest thing for me was I wanted it to be more widespread. And you are going to have to do more legwork to get your book out there if you are self-publishing, and you want that. That's the thing. I know some people watching this video are wanting to make a book for their grandkid or for a gift for their students or something, and that's so cool too. So really, self-publishing is just a great option for a lot of people. It has, anyone can do it, anyone's welcome. It's accessible, and it depends on what your goals are. So whatever those are, awesome. But let's talk about what it means. So as a little recap, self-publishing basically is your own responsibility. And when I say basically, I mean it's totally your responsibility. So you got your manuscript and it's amazing. You want to get it out there. So now you will go through the steps. You will figure out how to format that thing into a self-published template. And I'm going to be talking about KDP, the print on demand service, through Amazon. Mostly because that's the one that I was going to do and the one that I was looking into. But there are some other options. So in this case, you're going to pay Amazon 40% for each of your sales, and because they're covering the cost of printing it and shipping it to the buyers. So that's where the print on demand is kind of cool, because you're not sitting at your house with boxes of bulk books that you've paid lots of money to print and that are now taking up space. You which by the way can be super cool too. My neighbors did that and they love it. They have tons of books sitting there in their house, and they take them to farmers markets and sell them to friends and family and all the cool things. But in this case, you aren't responsible for all of that legwork, but you can still get it out there. So you're going to pay for it all though. And a big question I get is, who is illustrating my book? People ask me that. And the answer is, if you're self-publishing, you figure that out. If you're self-publishing, then you're going to be hiring somebody, or the publishing company will be hiring somebody. But in the self-publishing way, you will find your own illustrator. If you are an illustrator yourself, lucky. I wish I had your skills. But since I didn't, I was looking into Fiverr. And I just typed in picture book illustration. So this is people put in their skills in here. You can hire them. You can see there's lots of different, tons of different topics. If you want help with really anything in this process, you can pay people to read your manuscript, give you feedback, give you ideas. And I did that too. And it was really helpful. But then I looked through, and I love all of these different options. People have such cool visions, so many talented people. So basically you select who you want. You reach out to them and see if they have availability and what it is. I even reached out to 2 people on here after I narrowed it down. I have my little heart list here of the people that I really liked, and I narrowed it down and had 2 people send me back a quick sketch of their vision. so I could see their style for my book too. So don't hesitate to do that. I thought it was really helpful, and I was able to nail down somebody that I thought would be a really good fit for my style and my vision. I really liked his communication style and his excitement for my book, because that was super important to me. And it's unfortunate that we won't be working together at this point now that I'm going the traditional publishing route, but he's amazing. So it's him, Oscar. So if you want a sweet illustrator that's super skilled and really professional, he was awesome to work with in the brainstorming process. Maybe one day we'll work together down the road. You can see these prices here. You might be wondering what that means. They're usually for like one page. When you're writing a picture book, you have picture books are 32 pages. So you're going to have about 28 pages that are actual like pictures with words. And so that's it gets a little complicated thinking about all of those different approaches, but I'll show you what I mean. So this is a self-published book here, and it was made through this print on demand. And let me just show you, it's their Kindle Direct Publishing. So it's not just Kindle though, like an ebook, they also do these kind, but that's just, so you can like choose the different one you want to do. So here, I'll go through that. So paper book is the only option for a picture book at this point, because you have to have, I believe, 76 pages to have it be a hardcover. And so you'd be starting with the paperback, and they do increments of 4. So to follow the traditional like picture book format, it's 32 pages, which is what this author did. They have their 32 pages here. But Amazon, this Kindle Direct Publishing, will only print on increments of 4. So you do have to consider that. So I laid out this just kind of this template. If you are choosing this route, then you have the front cover. So here we have this author's front cover, Entonces llegó Oliver. And then you have your page 1, 2, and 3, which are like admin. So like you have your cover page here. So, oh, sorry, this is like so weird looking with this, like, hang on a minute. Okay, so we've got this cover page here, and then this is the, by the way, this is by Kelly Lima. She's awesome. She illustrated this too. So then you've got your like copyright stuff, thanks or dedication here, and then starting into the story by page 4. So that's where you'll see here on this template I have that it's page 1, cover page, then you can do the copyright dedication, you know, intermingled. You don't have to have it like this, but you'd have them somewhere on the 2nd or 3rd page. You could also choose to do like a combined copyright and dedication, and then some art on here that's like relates to your story. So some books will do that too. But then on page 4, you'll start into it. And then this is your spread. So this would be page 4 and 5, 6 to 7, and you have page 4 to 30 as your picture book manuscript. And that's something that's important when you're talking to your illustrator, is to talk about spreads, because you're looking at one page, but it's also another. And then sometimes they're kind of combined. So these are a little separate, but like this, see how it's combined? So the art is all part of the same image, but it's on 2 different pages. So that's important when you're working with your illustrator. And then by the page 30, then you'll want your last page to be something. I was thinking to do an author bio and note. This author has some back matter. So they're talking about this game that they did. And then, so they have this back matter. Then they have their kind of like about the author kind of thing here. And then something though to be aware of is you need to, with the increments of 4, you need to end your book one page less than increments of 4. So if we're going to shoot for the traditional 32, which is way better for my brain. So say you're doing the 32 page picture book, which is traditional. Start it, you got to end yours at 31, because then Amazon always does this at the end. They do this little thing with the barcode. And so that's where it gets a little tricky. And so anyway, there can be these blank pages in the Kindle books, the KDP, because of the increments of 4 issue. So this author apparently wasn't worried about it, but you could avoid those blank pages by just making sure everything is formatted correctly within their guidelines. So here's another one, this Savannah Sleeper by Lacey McIntyre, illustrated by Katie Massey. And it's the same thing where they like ended. So this one ended theirs on page 30, which, so they could have then been done and then had like one more thing and then the barcode, but they had some more stuff, which is great. They have story questions, some facts about T-Rexes, but again, they could have either added more, so there wasn't like pages, like other stuff, maybe their bio, their thank yous, something, and then there would have been that on the back. So that's what I would have done if I were this author. And I think that the back matter is great, but I would have had art here because I just don't want to have a blank page in my book, like any blank page. And so I would have had some kind of art. I would have made this a full spread, had art here, and then done these great things here, and then had some kind of about the author or more art, something, and then it would end on that. So that's just kind of where you're at. And then you have your back cover. So your front and your back cover are in addition to the 32 page spread. And you'll want to consider that too when you're getting a bid from your illustrator, because you have to consider that there's basically 34 pages because you've got the 32 books plus the back and the front. But I guess if we're considering Amazon, they take 1 page just for their like barcode. So you don't have to like design that, and you can't put anything else on there. So you can't have like their barcode and their like little information about where they printed it in Vegas with anything cool. It just is just that. So consider it. And then yeah, let's just kind of take a look at this. So once you have all of that ready and you have that formatted in a way that makes total sense, which I am going to link a video in the video description, another YouTube video, and actually just put it up in this little thing, but she explains it really well and shows you how you can lay it out so that when you're formatting it, you can have it ready to upload. So she does a great job. I'll link to hers. And then once you're all ready to upload it, then this is where you go. And I'll link this too in the notes, KDP. Then you have your paperback, you just put in all of this information, you keep going, and then you'll get to your kind of end result here. So some checklist here is to, first of all, polish your manuscript. That would be my first and greatest recommendation. Is I've edited a lot of people's work just through critique partnering and some professionally, and I see people who had such an awesome story, and it was like so close to being like right there, but it was not proofread. There was something off, and just those things are kind of blaring in my opinion. So, you know, the way you spell there, it's apostrophe S, it is versus just it's, just stuff like that big to me. And I imagine I'm not the only one. So some ideas are to find critique groups. SCBWI, which is the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, are great. That's how I hooked up with my critique groups for Kidlit. And I'm also part of a local writers group. I'm in Utah, so it's the Utah League of Writers. But that one's less helpful for me as far as getting specific feedback about picture book writing and formatting. So my critique partner just really helped me know how to like make the picture book stand out, like each word matters, and just lots of things. That's a whole new video, but just really making your picture book shine. Then you want to format your book correctly for KDP, so check out that video I linked. Hire your illustrator. The author of this, Entonces Llegó Oliver, she recommended to make a contract with your illustrator, and that's very important. So you're talking about what they can, like, do you own the pictures now that they did them? Do they own them? Is it okay for you to use images to continue your marketing, which is really, you should, right? To like make images for social media, or if you're going to give out like free printables of something to help attract more audience attention. But you just really want to know. And so when I was working with my illustrator from Fiverr, he was going to give me the rights to the images to do them with whatever I wanted. And he was going to throw in a few extra, like a video for people to see some of like sneak peek of the pictures. And that was really helpful. So then you need to buy an ISBN. This is no matter what kind of route you're taking. If you're doing KDP, if you're doing Ingram Spark, if you're going to like do a print shop locally and like hire, books in bulk, whatever it is, you need an ISBN. And this is what I've heard is the place to go in the US, at least, is Bowker. And you need a different ISBN for each format. So hardcover, paperback, ebook, if you're translating this book into a different language, and like anything else like that, you would need a new ISBN for each one. And so you'd purchase that and upload it into your print on demand or however you're formatting it, and then upload it to KDP. And I would then recommend to order a book, and they'll give you like a preview, I guess. Actually, they would like send you a proof. At that point, make sure that it looks amazing. Make sure you don't have extra pages if you don't like that kind of thing, like in the back, white pages. Just make sure it's all on point. And this is your baby, right? Like, I get it. If you want to publish a book, it's your baby and you've worked really hard and it means something and you want to get it out there. So make it look great. And that said, I was nervous about all of those things too. Like, it just kind of overwhelmed me, especially the laying out of the book before uploading it to KDP. But there's lots of resources online. So check out YouTube for people that have laid it out if you need more help. And some people use like just Word to lay it all out with the illustrations and the text. But there is a lot to consider. And something else that popped into my mind too, that I think is super important, is to consider, like, when you're hiring an illustrator, how they are. It's not just enough to be like an awesome illustrator, because so many people are, if they're lucky, but you want them to like get the picture book world too. For example, this illustrator did really great, like an author illustrator, having a place for the words. So she made these images and she had space for the words, right? Like some books you'll see have like no space for the words. It's just like this big, beautiful image. And then they have to like awkwardly stick the words in there, maybe like on a white background or something, like a white text box. And you're just like, no, you want the words to be able to like be part of it. You want it to be all synchronized. So on Fiverr, you'll have people that are great artists for like graphic design or, t-shirts or something, but then you'll have people that really can see the vision of a picture book and get it. Those are the people you want to hire. You can spend like a little or a whole lot of money. So it's really nice that there's options for you as far as what kind of illustrator to hire. But my friend did say that about $150 a page you could get pretty good quality work for that. Kickstarter is a really great way to fundraise if you need to, because, $150 times 32 is more than some people have. And so Kickstarter is a way to earn, like, to fundraise for your book. So, yeah, like if you just type in picture books, you can see what people are doing. So these people are like, oh, I'm doing this book, Boxer Baby. Let's, like, help me get some money for it. And it's exciting because people can help you, and you can offer little rewards, or, like, once the book comes out, I will give it to you because you donated. So that kind of thing. It's really exciting, and there's really beautiful books on here that people are self-publishing. And so this can help you get out there. And ooh, those ones look kind of cool. Meet the Calendar Kids. I like the look of that. I'm going to check that one out. So yeah, a lot of these you can see have their art already done, and maybe you're thinking like, oh, I'm supposed to be fundraising so I can get the art. And I'm like, yeah, well, you can still make a Kickstarter without having the art done. You could make a video of yourself talking about the book, maybe like reading a few lines from it, give people the premise, but you do have to, like, do something like that to stand out in this Kickstarter, because there's a lot, like 1,700 projects. So yeah, it definitely, all of this takes time. And then once you self-publish, you get to start marketing, and that will be a whole nother video too. But good luck with your book. I cannot wait for you to get your book out there in the world. I haven't yet done it, and I just think it's going to be the most amazing experience. Like, I just see, like, fireworks plus, like, huge balls of sunshine at the same time, and, like, goodness everywhere. Like, one of those moments where it feels like nothing could ever go wrong again. That is what I'm excited for. And so let me know in the comments if you get there, like when you get there, like what route, like what did you decide to do? Did you decide to do the print on demand? Did you decide to, like, work with a local print shop? What was your experience like? Like, your book, like, make a YouTube video, read your book and send it to me so I can see it, or, like, give me a link so I can buy it, or anything. Just let us know. We want to cheer you on. The writers community is really beautiful, and I've loved tapping into that and just the support from other people. So we want to, like, cheer you on. So let us know. Your books, they're out there, and your process, and good luck. Can't wait to talk to you again. Bye.